Look at this. The Samsung Note 7 was supposed to be a premium flagship phone. Bigger screen, better performance, all the shiny tech stuff people line up for. But somehow, its most famous feature became catching fire. Things got so bad that airlines started treating it like banned cargo, and Samsung had to recall it worldwide. Imagine spending hundreds of dollars on a new phone, only for its main feature to be making airport security nervous. At that point, it wasn't a smartphone anymore. It was basically a tiny firework with a touchscreen. Someone buys a car because they want to feel safer, and when you see an airbag in the steering wheel, you assume, okay, great, that thing is there to save my face. But then the Takata airbag disaster came along and absolutely destroyed that confidence. In some crashes, the airbag inflators could rupture and send metal fragments flying, so the device that was supposed to protect people ended up injuring them instead. That's like hiring a bodyguard, only for him to pull out a knife first. Honestly, that feels like the car was plotting something. If you think an extension cord is the most boring thing in your house, you may be giving it way too little respect. People plug in space heaters, computers, chargers, kitchen appliances, and basically half their lifestyle into one cheap strip like it's magic. But overload it enough, and the wires can heat up, melt, and turn into a fire starter. One little cord that costs a few bucks can end up threatening an entire apartment. That's not a power strip anymore. That's a subscription plan for disaster. When you use a pressure cooker, the whole point is efficiency. Dinner cooks faster, meat gets tender, soup tastes better, and life feels slightly more organized. But if the pressure doesn't release the way it should, that pot stops being a pot real fast. It becomes a tiny metal bomb sitting politely on your stove. There have been real incidents where pressure cookers exploded, spraying food across walls and even damaging ceilings. You wanted beef stew. The kitchen decided to audition for an action movie. It turns out lithium batteries catching fire in airplane cargo areas. Sounds like something from a disaster thriller, but it's a real aviation concern. When a lithium battery is damaged or enters thermal runaway, it can smoke, burn, and become extremely hard to control. And the worst place for something to start smoking is inside a plane, where opening a window is not exactly an option. Imagine your flight getting disrupted not by weather, not by a passenger meltdown, but by one tiny battery throwing a tantrum. Technology is convenient, but sometimes it has the emotional stability of a toddler. You wouldn't believe how futuristic electric cars feel until the battery catches fire. They're quiet, fast, clean-looking, and full of sleek tech energy. But when an EV battery goes into thermal runaway, the fire can be incredibly stubborn. Firefighters may need massive amounts of water and special cooling efforts just to keep it under control. You thought you bought an eco-friendly ride, then it catches fire, and suddenly the fire department understands your car better than you do. At that point, it's less of a vehicle and more of an angry refrigerator on wheels. I genuinely don't understand why people mix cleaning products like they're crafting a potion. Maybe they think the bathroom will become so clean it starts glowing. But bleach and ammonia are not a super cleaner combo. Mixed together, they can produce toxic fumes that cause serious breathing problems and send people to the hospital. You started out trying to scrub a toilet and somehow turned your bathroom into a low-budget chemical warfare lab. Housework is already annoying. It does not need a poison gas level. This person just started a washing machine like any normal human being. You toss in dirty clothes, press a button, walk away, and expect clean laundry later. But in some appliance fire incidents, faulty wiring or overheating components can turn a washing machine into an actual fire hazard. The scariest part is that nobody stands there watching laundry spin like it's premium entertainment. So by the time something goes wrong, the fire may already be spreading. You thought the machine was doing chores. Apparently, it was secretly remodeling the house with flames. Someone puts a power bank in their pocket thinking, great, extra battery life, extra peace of mind. But if that battery is cheap, damaged, crushed, or poorly made, it can overheat, swell, or even catch fire right against your body. And that is what makes it so horrifying. The danger isn't sitting across the room on a table. It's pressed directly against you like the world's worst portable heater. It was supposed to save your phone battery. Instead, it almost retired your pants. That's not a power bank. That's a portable trust issue. Imagine it's freezing outside. You turn on a space heater, and for a moment, civilization feels restored. But space heaters are one of those everyday objects that demand respect. Put one too close to blankets, curtains, clothes, or leave it running unattended, and it can become a serious fire risk. That's why they show up in fire safety warnings every winter like a seasonal villain. You just wanted to stay warm. Instead, it might turn your room into a campfire you absolutely did not sign up for. Look at this. Someone puts a laptop on a bed to watch videos and charge it at the same time. Sounds normal. almost too normal. But the blanket and mattress can block the vents, trap heat, and make the battery and internal parts heat up way faster than they should. In real-world incidents, laptops have overheated badly enough to ignite bedding. You were just trying to be lazy in peace, and somehow your bed almost became a toaster oven. That's basically the final punishment for comfort mode. Someone buys an electric scooter because it's convenient, easy to park, and looks like the perfect little city commute machine. But if the lithium battery is poorly made, damaged, or charged indoors in a tight space, thermal runaway can turn it from cute urban transportation into smoke, flames, or even an explosion. The worst part is that people often charge these things near the front door. So now the escape route is also the fire source. That design suddenly feels a lot less futuristic. If you've ever seen vape explosion cases, you know the scariest part isn't the vapor, it's the battery. There have been cases where someone kept a vape in their pocket and the battery shorted out or overheated so violently that it exploded, causing burns or injuries to the mouth, teeth, or face. You thought you were just taking a quick puff. Instead, the device tried to schedule an emergency dentist appointment. At that point, it's not a vape, it's a tiny mouth grenade. When you see a dorm outlet packed with phones, laptops, hair dryers, desk lamps, and gaming consoles, it almost looks like standard college survival equipment. But overloaded outlets and old wiring are a very real fire risk, especially in cramped living spaces where nobody has enough plugs and everyone thinks one more charger won't hurt. The scary part is that it doesn't always fail dramatically. Sometimes it just heats up quietly. You think everyone is staying up studying, but the wall is the one actually losing it. You know what's terrifying? A hairdryer falling into a bathtub sounds like something from an old safety video, but it's a real electrocution hazard. If it's still plugged in and hits water, things can go wrong fast. You were just trying to dry your hair after a shower, and suddenly the bathroom becomes the most dangerous room in the house. It's one of those warnings that sounds ancient and obvious, but the only reason it exists is because real people actually got hurt. I honestly don't understand how people still put metal in microwaves. A microwave is supposed to heat leftovers and make life slightly easier, but toss in a metal fork, foil, or a dish with metallic trim, and suddenly the inside starts sparking, like your kitchen is hosting a tiny fireworks show. You just wanted to reheat pizza. Instead, the microwave decided to audition as a lightning machine. It looks cool for about 2 seconds, right before you realize the free special effects cost you a new appliance. This person leaves a lighter inside a hot car, probably thinking nothing of it. Just toss it in the cup holder and walk away. But a car sitting in the summer sun can get brutally hot, and that little lighter can build pressure until it cracks, bursts, or even shoots flame. You thought the car was just uncomfortable. Turns out it was hot enough to start manufacturing miniature explosives. The sun was already doing too much, and then the lighter decided to join the team. Imagine buying an air fryer because it's supposed to be healthier, easier, and cleaner than deep frying. It feels like kitchen technology finally evolved, but if grease builds up, the appliance malfunctions, or it runs too hot for too long, it can still catch fire. The irony is brutal. You were trying to make healthy chicken, and instead, your kitchen gets a free smoke machine. The word fryer suddenly starts sounding a lot less harmless when your countertop appliance begins acting suspiciously flammable. It turns out forgetting to turn off the oven is way scarier than people think. You might just be reheating bread or pizza. Then your phone distracts you. You walk away, and the oven keeps doing its job like an unsupervised menace. Food blackens, smoke builds, and nearby boxes, paper, cloth, or grease can become the next problem. You wanted dinner. The oven entered self-driving disaster mode. That's not baking anymore. That's slow-motion arson with a temperature knob. If you've ever seen a grease fire, you know it's not just a cute little flame. Cooking oil can overheat and ignite suddenly, and the worst part is that many people panic and throw water on it. Water hits the hot oil, flashes into steam, and can blast the flames outward. 1 second it's fries or chicken. The next second, the kitchen looks like it's filming an explosion scene. Grease fires are terrifying because they look ordinary right up until they decide to become a volcano. Look at this. Bleach sounds like the most reliable cleaning product in the house. Dirty floor? Bleach. Gross bathroom? Bleach. White shirt looking sad? Bleach. But the problem is, bleach is still a harsh chemical. If it's too concentrated or sits on your skin too long, it can cause burns, irritation, and a very bad afternoon. You were just trying to make the bathroom look spotless, and somehow your own hands started filing a complaint. They call it a cleaner, but honestly, It has the attitude of a chemistry teacher having a bad day. Someone uses drain cleaner thinking it's going to be simple. The sink is clogged, you pour it in, and all the hair, grease, and mysterious pipe sludge magically disappear. But drain cleaners can be seriously corrosive. If they splash on your skin or get near your eyes, they can cause real damage. Even breathing in the fumes can be rough. You are trying to save a sink and somehow almost sent yourself to urgent care. That's not cleaning. That's basically hand-to-hand combat with the monster living inside your plumbing. If you think spray cleaner is just press, mist, done, you may be forgetting the final boss, a tiny enclosed room. People use too much spray in bathrooms or small spaces, and suddenly they're coughing, dizzy, and wondering why the fresh lemon scent is attacking them. It's supposed to make the room smell clean, not make you feel like you lost a fight to a citrus forest. The worst part is, the nicer it smells, the easier it is to forget you're still breathing in chemicals. When you smell gas, the normal reaction should be immediate panic in a very calm, responsible way. But in real accidents, people sometimes assume it's nothing, or worse, they try turning on lights, checking the stove, or creating exactly the spark they should be avoiding. If enough gas builds up in the air, one tiny ignition source can turn a kitchen into an explosion scene. You just wanted dinner. The house decided to enter blockbuster mode. Gas doesn't need dramatic music. It just gives you one little smell and expects you to figure it out. You know what's wild? Non-stick pans are treated like lazy cooking miracles. Eggs slide right off. Cleanup is easy. And for a second, life feels organized. But if a non-stick pan is overheated while empty, the coating can release irritating fumes, especially dangerous for pet birds, and not exactly great for humans either. You were just trying to make the perfect sunny side up egg, and the pan started doing chemistry behind your back. Non-stick pans are useful, sure. They just really don't appreciate being heated until they develop a personality. I genuinely don't understand why pressurized cans look so harmless. Spray cans, gas canisters, air dusters, little metal containers just sitting there like decoration. But leave them in high heat, and the pressure inside can rise until the can bursts, sending gas and fragments flying. You thought it was just a can. Turns out it was a tiny metal volcano with commitment issues. The craziest part? You don't even have to press the button. If the weather gets hot enough, the thing can start the show by itself. Look at this. LED bulbs are supposed to be the safe, energy-saving upgrade. Lower power, longer life, modern technology, all that responsible adult stuff. But cheap LED lights with bad heat management can overheat, deform the socket, smoke, or short out. You bought it to save a little money on electricity, and suddenly it's trying to test your smoke detector. That's awkward, because it's literally called an energy-saving light, and yet somehow it might release all that energy at once, in the form of panic. Someone sees an extension cord with a slightly warped or yellowed outer shell and thinks, it probably still works. That sentence has started so many disasters. If an extension cord is overloaded for too long, the copper inside can heat up, the plastic can soften, and eventually it can short out or catch fire. The scary part is that it doesn't always scream for help. Sometimes it just sits there quietly getting hotter. Electrical cords should not smell toasted. That is not a feature. If you use an electric blanket in winter, the dream is simple. You crawl into bed and feel like you've been wrapped in a warm cloud. For once, life is good, but if the blanket is old, folded wrong, damaged, or left on too long, it can overheat, burn skin, or even ignite bedding. You were trying to sleep comfortably, and your bed started entering low-temperature, slow roast mode. That's the weirdest part. The place that should feel safest suddenly becomes the one place you probably shouldn't fully trust. Imagine this. You tuck your phone, earbuds, or tablet next to your pillow while it charges. Super convenient. You wake up. It's at 100%. Everyone wins. But pillows and blankets trap heat, and lithium batteries do not love being smothered while charging. There have been real cases where charging devices in bed overheated or caught fire. You just wanted your phone ready for the morning. Instead, it started practicing how to become a fire starter right next to your head. That's not bedtime charging. That's sleeping beside a tiny battery crisis. Look at this. A cheap charger seems like the most forgettable little accessory next to your phone. You plug it in, the battery percentage goes up, and nobody asks questions. But some low-quality chargers don't have proper protection against overheating or unstable current. Leave one running long enough, and it can smoke, melt, or even start a fire. You were just trying to get your phone to 100%, and suddenly everyone in the building is outside in pajamas. Honestly, you saved $5, and the fire department came by to collect the rest. Someone keeps using a power bank even after the case starts bulging and somehow convinces themselves maybe it's just a little swollen, but a swollen lithium battery is not cute. It usually means something inside has already gone wrong. Keep charging it, crushing it, or tossing it in a bag, and it can overheat or catch fire. The scary part is that it doesn't look like a bomb. It just looks like a tired little battery brick. You bought it for peace of mind, and it turned into a portable red flag. If you use power tools like drills, saws, or grinders, the normal idea is simple. Get the job done faster and feel like you actually know what you're doing. But some lithium battery packs can become dangerous if they're dropped, damaged, or charged incorrectly in a garage or workshop full of sawdust, cardboard, and random flammable stuff. That becomes a disaster buffet. You were just trying to drill one hole. The battery nearly gave the whole workspace a much larger one. That's not DIY anymore. That's home renovation with side quests. When you put an egg in the microwave, maybe you're just trying to make a lazy breakfast. 30 seconds, no pan, no problem. But eggs can build pressure inside as they heat, and if they aren't prepared properly, they can explode even after you take them out. Hot egg can spray onto your face or eyes, which is an absolutely unhinged way to start a morning. You thought breakfast was ready in half a minute. Breakfast waited half a minute and fought back. That's not a boiled egg, that's a tiny breakfast landmine. You know what feels like a classic kitchen rookie mistake? Putting aluminum foil in the microwave. Maybe you're trying to keep food from drying out, or you just forgot it was there. But metal in a microwave can create sparks, arcs, and the kind of flashing light show that makes everyone in the house suddenly look over. You were just reheating leftovers. Then your microwave started acting like a budget thunderstorm machine. The worst part is, it looks kind of cool for 2 seconds. Right before you remember cool-looking damage is still damage. I don't know why blender accidents always feel like a kitchen horror movie. Normally, a blender is just supposed to turn fruit into smoothies and ingredients into sauce. Very wholesome, very adult. But if the lid isn't locked, the blade is loose, or someone sticks something inside while it's still running, things can go bad instant. High-speed blades do not pause for negotiations. You wanted a healthy drink, and the kitchen got a strawberry mural. At that point, the blender didn't make breakfast. It redecorated the room. Look at this. An old wall outlet is one of the least dramatic-looking dangers in a house, which is exactly why it's sneaky. It doesn't usually explode like a movie prop. It just gets loose, heats up, makes a faint, burnt smell, or sparks every now and then. And behind the wall, the problem can quietly get worse. By the time you notice smoke, it may already be serious. You thought the wall was doing nothing. Apparently, it was secretly planning a fire. A burnt smell from an outlet is not old house character. That's a warning. Someone mounts a big TV on the wall, and suddenly the living room looks fancy, like a mini movie theater. But if the bracket isn't installed correctly, the wall can't support the weight, or a kid pulls on the furniture underneath it. That giant screen can come crashing down. And that's not just an expensive screen replacement. It can seriously hurt someone. You were trying to watch a movie and the TV decided to perform the disaster scene before the movie even started. The impact might be more dramatic than the actual plot twist. If you have a tall bookcase, wardrobe, or display cabinet at home and it isn't anchored to the wall, it may look like furniture, but it's really a standing heavyweight hazard. Kids climb, earthquakes happen, people bump into things, and suddenly the whole thing can tip forward. You bought it to store books, clothes, or decorations, and now it's basically a wooden wall waiting for the wrong moment. That's the weird part. Furniture that makes your home feel stable can sometimes be the least stable thing in the room. Imagine this. You're sitting under a beautiful chandelier. Dinner looks nice, the lighting is perfect, and the whole room feels classy. But if the fixture is poorly installed, the screws are old, or the ceiling can't handle the weight, that chandelier can come down straight onto the table, or the people under it. You wanted a romantic dinner. The ceiling decided to add a surprise course. Honestly, lights are supposed to brighten your life, not physically join the meal from above.